Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. We're going to be covering what's next for one NBA free agent, DeMar DeRozan. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can know all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. When DeMar DeRozan arrived in Chicago, essentially there was no real role for DeMar. And you got to think, they have carved out a place for DeMar DeRozan to be one of the most prolific shooting guard scorers of all time. And when you think about just his ability to play with Zach LaVine, play with Lonzo Ball, play with different people, he still thrived. An amazing inside two-point shooter, and this is inside the free throw line. This is inside that 15 to 17-foot range. He's been one of the perennial players that can put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. From high-flying slam dunks to smooth finishes with layups and finger rolls, DeMar DeRozan is your guy. If you're looking for somebody that can put the ball on the court at an extensive rate, in a high clip, in a high fashion, he's your guy. At 34 years old, well, coming into 34, 35, you got to think his role may be slowing down a little bit. So in free agency, he's looking for his last big payday, and you got to think there's a team out there that's probably going to give it to him. I think ideally we could see him go to the West Coast. East Coast teams right now, it's hard for me to see him going back to the Bulls because they are making Giddey a part of their plans as far as playmaking and things like that. I don't think he's going back to the Chicago Bulls. I think that he could end up possibly like a team like Sacramento. That's a piece away from really thriving. When you think of Sabonis, you think of Fox, you think of Monk, they're missing that shooting guard. That's going to really elevate him to the next level. If he were to stay on the East Coast, I can see him playing for a team like Memphis, being a mentor for a young Ja Morant, possibly the Miami Heat. If they take a flyer on him, having Jimmy Butler sliding him to the 3, having DeMar DeRozan at the 2, if he takes a slight pay cut, there's a couple different places that he can go where he could be serviceable. DeMar is the kind of guy that's going to just play basketball. He's not going to give you ego. He's not going to give you a bunch of BS. He's going to literally take his role serious, and he wants to win a championship. He got caught up in that Toronto Raptors era where they had a great team, but they ran into LeBron James a whole bunch of years when he played for the Cavs. So it's tough. It's very tough. Being versatile, being his age, being his size, he brings a lot to the table. And you got to think, any team that gets him, he's one of the top 5, 6 free agents. So I think that overall, this is going to be something for DeMar DeRozan to think about. Are you going to take the last big financial payday, or are you going to take that opportunity to where you can get a championship? Again, Sacramento seems like a good fit if he were to go there because it just fits. His game fits a lot of different systems because he's unselfish. He's willing to give up the ball. He's willing to pass. He's a guy that cuts and transitions to the basket and plays team basketball. So those are my thoughts. Again, if you see another team that possibly he would fit, put it in the comment section below. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and we'll see you on the very next episode.